Kris, can you tell us a little bit of your thinking into making your goalie decision today and going with Kincaid for a second game in a row?
That's a group decision. Quinny and Benny talking mostly, and then them getting my thoughts. But ultimately, that's Quinny's final decision, and he takes our thoughts, Benny's, myself. But I think he has played really well, really sharp. I've seen him twice in Hartford, and he stood on his head. And the other game against Washington, really solid too. So we just felt he deserved it, earned it, and you always want the players that just some accountability, or just when they do something well, that they have the opportunity to follow through. And I think Keith's play warranted him to get another start.
Next question comes from Dan Rosen. Dan, go ahead.
In the computer.
Hey, Kris. I just wanted to quickly ask you. I know you had Vitaly Kravtsov for a little bit last year in Hartford, and maybe it wasn't the greatest go-round for him there, but he could be on the ice with the Rangers tomorrow. I'm curious, what kind of NHL player do you think he can be with his skill set?
Okay, I was hearing two questions, but I know you were asking me the question about Krabby, and yes, we anticipate that he'll be on the ice tomorrow if everything goes well. I know Krabby quite well from last year, and the second half of the year he was really good for us. And I think there was some disappointment at the beginning of the year. He had his heart set on being with the Rangers, and that wasn't to be. But when he rejoined us in December, he was great. Did everything we asked him to do. Played hard. He was blocking shots. I anticipate with him being here, he's going to make the team better. And what his role is in the future, I don't know. There's going to be some practices and getting him up to game speed with the systems and just the speed of the play. But I think he'll be a big benefit for the team in the future.
Next question comes from Vince Mercogliano. Vince, go ahead.
Hey, Kris, sort of a general question for you. Now that you've had a handful of days around the team, can you give us anything that you feel like you've learned about this team, whether it's the character or the strengths, or just having the chance to be around these guys for a handful of days now? What has kind of been your takeaways?
I think it's such a short period of time, and right now it's pretty much a good time. You have the 9-0 win against Philadelphia, and the split games against Washington, who's might be the best team in the NHL right now, and guys are feeling good about themselves. And I don't know if that's the case all the time. Like the excitement, the enthusiasm on the bench and in practice. That's what I see right now. But again, I'm coming here at a very short period of time, and I'm just seeing a small window of what this team's like. So that's what I see right now.
Next question comes from Molly Walker. Molly, go ahead.
Hey, Kris. How close is Igor to returning? Is there a target date yet?
I believe that he'll be on the ice again tomorrow. He was on the ice the last couple of days, but being on the ice for our practice tomorrow, Wednesday, and then we'll see about playing on Thursday. Again, that's not my decision, but he's very, very close.
Next question comes from Colin Stevenson. Colin, go ahead.
Kris, I know you coached Phil Hedl a little bit last year at the beginning of the season. I know you obviously haven't coached Kakko or Lafreniere, but in the 3 games that you've had them, have you noticed anything about those 3 together? What is or isn't working with them?
Yeah, I've been able to evaluate their games after watching the video and on the ice, but I think when the 3 of them are skating and checking, they're really effective. And for the most part, I have seen that. And sometimes as a coach, you're always hesitant to throw 3 guys out, 3 young players like they are, and get them caught against an Ovechkin or Kuznetsov or Backstrom. As a coach, you get a little hesitant, but from what I've seen them, they've been playing really well. I said it after the game against the second game against Washington. They deserved more ice time than they got, but with the way that all three of them skate and their playmaking abilities, just if they're playing tenacious, they'll create some good scoring chances, and I think they have. And they're just really close to really capitalizing and contributing more offensively.
Okay, we have time for two more. First, Vince Mercogliano. Vince, go ahead.
Kris, just to follow up on that, have you had a conversation with those guys about wanting to get them out there more?
Yes, I have. I talked to them and discuss, the coach's mindset in the game and what they're thinking. And often coaches make mistakes, and players make mistakes when they're on the ice, and so do coaches. And had some time to reflect and really evaluate their game on video, and showed them things that I liked and showed them some things that they could improve on. But for the most part, their game is good.
And final question for Kris comes from Molly Walker. Molly, go ahead.
Just going back to Kravtsov for a sec, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on him as a person from your experience with him and how he approaches the game.
My thoughts on him, he's great. I loved Kravy. Having him there, his attitude in the second half was good. I know there was some disappointment at the beginning of the season, and his heart wasn't in it 100%. Like I said, he joined us, I believe it was December 6th or 5th, and from that day on, he was 100% committed. And as a person, as a player, I've got a lot of respect for him, and I think he's going to be one heck of a hockey player in the future.